Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from the different time zones we are interacting with you from. Welcome to the Capital Markets Authority podcast, an interactive session we want to have with you as our stakeholders so that you get to know who we are, what we do, how we do it, and when we do it. And to start us off, I'll be your host, the person, Kefa Goiri. To start us off, we'll be the man in charge of strategy who wants to take CMA 5 years from now, where what his thinking was around this strategic plan. So go through it at your own free time so that we can get to interact more with the document. So welcome, Bwana Kivuva. Good to see you.
Asante sana boss. Ushaijaribu kuwa msanii?
Sana. It was my first career, by the way.
Una rap. You might be making money elsewhere. Lakini tuendelee.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe you can start us off being in charge of strategy. For me, that's an arduous task. So maybe what came to your mind, first of all, when you got this job? Where did you envision to take the authority or the capital market space through your strategy?
Hapa tunaweza kwanza kubreathe kwanza.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So my background is information technology, by the way. And most people keep on asking me, when economist? Ambia Z, me an information technologist.
Yeah.
But with a very strong alignment to innovation and continual improvement. So one of the things that I had, or rather the vision that I had for this, was basically to see an innovative and a continually improving capital markets in Kenya. So of course I joined the authority in 2016. Ran a number of projects that were funded under the World Bank.
Sure.
Then my docket got expanded so that I can handle strategy and risks. As you plan, by the way, it's very important for you to think about what could go wrong and take care of it.
Sure.
That is why strategy and risk work together.
Perfect.
So in 2023, we had the opportunity to come up with the first strategy plan. So when 2018, there was a strategy that had been formed, it went, ikaisha, we picked the lessons learned from it. And in 2023, as a department, we had the opportunity to come up with a strategy that would propel the capital markets to new levels. And one of the lessons that we learned during that period was most of the people, most of the Kenyans, including our family members, think and feel like the capital market is for the few elite.
Yeah, I can relate with that, by the way.
And wanauliza, sasa nyinyi mnafanyaga nini? And as much as you keep on explaining and explaining, it's not understood. Ukiwatch business news kwa teli, I think people watch the other news. Ikifika business news,
I used to skip.
Hiyo chai ama unaenda hiyo ndio inakuanga bathroom break, alafu narudi time ya sports news.
I also used to skip, by the way, and it's so serious because I'm a business person. I was a business student, and I still used to skip it. So you can tell of a normal person. Maybe to ask you, had you interacted with capital markets before you came to capital market? The space investments.
Actually, on investment, yes.
Yeah.
Because I was still in the financial market, but the banking sector.
Okay.
For the capital markets, I'd gotten there in terms of investment, buying shares, not being an active trader in shares. I think I was like all other Kenyans, where you just buy shares and you keep them, waiting for them to go up, and then you can offload them or to get dividends. That was my exposure with the capital markets. But coming to the capital markets space, there is so much that I have learned and so many opportunities that I have seen that any Kenyan who wants to make money, clean money, not wash, clean money, can decide to invest in the capital markets.
Okay.
And now, let me go back to our strategic plan. In 2023, when we got the feedback that the capital markets seemed like an elitist market, one of the things that we asked ourselves was, what can we do differently between 2023 and 2028 so that we can get more people within the capital markets. If you look at the strategic plan, there's one word that we've used called democratize capital markets. And if you look at it up in the dictionary, it talks about, it's basically making it more available to everyone else. So that, I mean, you don't need to be ile bazoo uko juu. You can actually come even as a student. Ile pocket money unagewa na mapero, chukua tu kidogo, hata kaa ni kaso moja, tupa mahali.
I'll tell you my story of another day, but that's what I did in campus. I lost a lot of money, but anyway, story for another day.
Ulitupa do wapi? Mi nasema utupe kwa capital markets products.
It was there.
Like the money markets.
But,
you're earning 9%, 10%. When the market was doing good, we were getting even 14% in the money markets. It's better than nothing.
Sure.
I think the good book refers to the parable of the talents. Kuna ule jamaa alienda akasema, mi nilikuwa najua wewe boss, wewe you reap where you did not sow, so I did not do anything with this money. Akamuliza, hata siungeweka tu mahali ianze kuearn interest. Hiyo do sidhani ni kidogo, by the way. Hata kama ni kaso moja kila mwezi, weka mahali, ita earn interest. Hiyo do unaita kidogo, itakulipia Uber siku moja, hata itakubaya credo.
Jaza kibaba. At least I remember that from my school.
From your Kiswahili.
Yes. Na akiba hayuzi.
Yes. So the theme for our 2023-2028 strategy is inclusivity, because we want to include all the Kenyans. We want all the Kenyans, from the wealthiest to the person who thinks they are poorest. Because let me tell you, there's no one who is poor. You have the potential. It's only that you're not maximizing it. To that person who thinks they are poorest, to invest in the capital markets.
Yeah. Thank you. I've gone through the document. It's really detailed and has a lot of information. And I can pick your mind as you prepared it. You had the common person in mind, how like you used democratize, or you reacting to financial inclusion. So maybe what were the other areas? What maybe from the previous strategic plan, what is one thing that maybe went wrong and you're trying to correct it to this strategic plan?
So one thing that went wrong used to be very technical.
Okay.
Even in our conversations.
Yeah.
Tunaingia mahali tunaongea kizungu mingi. And so many technical terms, REITs, sijui nini. ESOP, sijui, you are thinking, hizi ni nini?
Capitalization.
Hizi vitu zote. By the way, do you know?
Yeah.
Even table banking is a way of capital markets. If you can actually, unajua sika zingine ukiingia huko kwa field, wase wa mathri, those guys have platforms that wanachangiananga kila siku. Unachangia huyu mwingine, na alafu unapata pengine unapata huyu jamaa kidogo ataenda abuy mathri yake just from the little savings, ama anaenda na buy pikipiki. But the thing is, you can formalize that thing by bringing whatever you are doing under the capital market space. And when you bring it under the capital market space, by the way, now you can actually include everyone in the country or even outside the country, so that you can get to have something more structured and a more defined way of growing your funds. And of course, when there's more structured, more defined way, in case you need anything, there are better returns as opposed to having fewer people in place.
Yeah, and I can tell you had, and maybe to our stakeholders, this is about creating, capital markets about creating a facilitative environment to mobilize savings and activate investment, such that we can fund infrastructural projects. That money you go to take to somebody to invest for you, this is what they do with your money. So that is what we want to unpack with the man who did the strategy. So I can tell you also looked internally to match the skills with where the authority is headed. That is very, very articulated. But maybe you can highlight to us some of the things, because innovation is with us, and sitting in the Sandbox committee, there are so many intriguing products coming about, which are very new, the understanding is low. So how did you try to manage that?
So one of the things that we realized, we see what say by there, we are not custodians of all knowledge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening out there.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of innovations going on out there. And all these things, but then let me tell you, capital markets, capital markets bring order on where money is being taken. Let me try and demystify something in the simplest possible language.
Yeah, it's okay.
Capital markets takes money from people and could loan to entities like corporates, which is a corporate bond, or the government, which are the bonds that you keep on hearing, government bonds. Shares ni penye company X for example, wanataka kugrow. Wamekuja. Wanasema tunataka do from the public. So unaenda kwa public, ndio unabuy share. In short, una lend to this company X. Waende kufanya vitu zao. Wakifanya vitu zao, watakuwa wanawagi interest, which are basically called the dividends. At whatever period, wanapay your interest. So it's basically, so what capital markets does, it's not a savings per se. It's not like a banking platform or a circle where you're going to save money. Your money actually goes to use. Ndio maana capital markets wanna get nini? Returns. So una get?
Yeah.
So there are so many opportunities out there that people can tap into.
Sure.
But sisi, as the regulator, we might not be knowing that, by the way, ukikuja ukinifanyia hivi, unaweza get do. So for that reason, we've allowed the sandbox. Sandbox. Tu venye tu ina suggest ni changarawe ya box ni inaitangwa nini kwa Kiswahili? Bokisi. So ni changarawe venye tu mnaendanga kule kwa beach, mnaenda mnatengeneza hiyo ice cream man, sijui mnatengeneza nini, mnakuja mnaslap na mwagika yote. It's basically the same as sandbox. You're coming to try out things.
And on that note, by the way, to our stakeholders, to our viewers, we are having deep dive sessions with Sandbox and other departments, just to providing a high level view so that we can also later get to dive into and understand really what they are. But proceed, Bwana Kivuvu.
So majamaa wanakuja hiyo dive, mnakuja mnaingia Sandbox, mna showcase what you have in mind. Si tunaangalia kama regulator, nauliza hii ina follow wapi? Tunaweza regulate aje? Kuna regulations zake sawa, acha tuende tuandike nini hizi regulations ziweze kucover what this entity or these guys are trying to bring on board, if it's maybe a way of fundraising, because like I said, you're fundraising so that you can capture a certain you can deliver a certain project and then return to the public whatever you've done. So as we were doing that, and back to our strategy plan, yani kuna vitu mingi sana naongea,
lakini sasa
sijui ningeweza kusummarize aje hizi stories zote, but anyway, in our strategic plan, in our line of bringing inclusivity, our biggest focus is customer, which is basically carrying like 65%. But as you're focusing on this customer through the different products and also through the different ways of innovating that we are allowing through the sandbox, we are also focusing on our staff. How do we equip our staff to ensure that they are able to handle the different unique requests that are coming from the market? And remember, the request could be anything that will be tailored to fundraising or doing anything.
Nikuulize sasa, did you factor the common man? Mi nimekutana na watu wengi yani hawaelewi what CMA is all about. Did you factor them in? Do you welcome feedbacks in a structured manner so that you can identify the gaps?
Oh yes. So in developing the strategy, one of the things we do is we identify our stakeholders and we identify how we can get feedback from them. So we had sessions where we got feedback from the public on areas of improvement. We did a survey, and we did an open forum that was held, was it in KICC? So once we got the feedback, we incorporated some of it, whatever was relevant to us, onto the strategic plan. And this is what I would like to encourage people. By the way, hizi vitu zote, you as a Kenyan, you need to be involved. Usiseme hiyo ni yao, ni yetu si wote. So come and give us feedback. If you have ideas, because like I said, we are not custodians of all knowledge in this world. If you have ideas, come and give us, it's food for thought. Even if it's not going to be used by the capital markets, we might just float your idea to another sector in the financial sector where it could be made use of. So, and I'm saying that because we are now on the second year of implementation of, we are starting our third year of our strategic plan. And hapo katikati at 2.5 years, we need to do a midterm review and just understand what has worked well, what has not worked well, what areas do we need to improve, and basically that. So we'll be getting to the public. Keep on checking our website, even our social media platforms. We'll be getting to the public for feedback. Come and give us feedback on areas that we can improve. Come and give us feedback on areas where we can maybe even make our language easier for any other person to come and invest in.
So we looked at the major risk, because one of the positives of the previous, something that caught us off guard, remember during the COVID-19, where our regulations say you need to hold an AGM physically for you to declare dividends. But here we were stuck. COVID is there, people cannot meet physically. But then I think we went ahead and facilitated having an environment where now we have the Zoom kind of meetings. But I think I'm indifferent on that, because I think the participation is not as physical. Zoom, it's we can decide to mute you, but of course we have good players in the market who can do that. But we're getting somewhere where people don't feel like hard. So what would be your view, by the way, on that? Do we need to go back to the physical? Do we?
Let me try and relate that to one of our values. By the way, values zetu they are centered around capital. So there's something for C, which is customer focus. Tunaanza na customer. Our focus is customer. But I will go to one of the A's on the capital, the second A. It is agility and continuous learning. So nomesikia nikisema sana juu ya lessons learned. That is continuous learning. Agility is being able to flow with the time. So here's my answer to your question. Who's your audience at any particular time? Hata nikisema physical, one of the things that our younger brothers and sisters have been talking about is wastage of funds, of public resources. I would want to go and have these physical meetings and hear what people are saying. There are 47 counties. That is a cost to the capital markets. Now, why can't I do a hybrid kind of a thing? Niseme siku moja nitaenda hapa Nairobi, tutakuwa na session Nairobi, nikiweza niende any other towns that I can, but also in the spirit of being frugal and delivering results, the right results, can I also do online? Because even online, remember, our investors are Kenyans within Kenya and outside Kenya.
Yeah, and also I can come in there also, because I feel when you have shareholders, like these people we're calling investors, I think majority maybe tend to be bystanders now because they have locked their money. But you're the first point of defense as a stakeholders. You need to interrogate these company finances. You need to attend the AGMs and have your voice heard. so that we also ask you, what have you done before we got to where the company is? So take it as your responsibility. We will be having a deep dive session on your responsibilities and your obligations so that you can also help us deliver for you.
So nilikuwa naongea juu ya local and diaspora Kenyan. We have so many of our brothers and our sisters wako maju wana invest in the capital markets, whatever form, be it in REITs, be it in shares, be it in the money markets, name it. So ukisema hii kitu ikuwe physical, we'll end up locking them out.
Sure.
So my thinking is we need to identify different ways of reaching out to as most people as possible. Because still there are people, I mean, again, going with the demographics, there are people who will not even come and sit in an AGM. Lakini ukinipea link, boss, mi nitengiwe AGM mbio ndio nipeane feedback yangu hapo.
And I must thank you also, by the way, because I've interacted with people in the diaspora a few years back who did not have the opportunities to invest locally, especially for bonds and all. But I think now through this registration plan, you very well factored even products which can be accessed out there, even licensing players out there. And that's a good one.
Yeah, and I am happy with, of course, technological advancements, because without them, these things would not have been possible. We have mobile apps nowadays, which can be accessible anywhere. You go and purchase whatever product you need. And we also have our licensees, most of them have running apps, which can basically, whichever you want to use, your preference. Hizo vitu zote ziko kwa website yetu. Go to our website, get our licensees, get to whoever sounds nice to you. We are all regulating them and supervising them to make sure that they are running their business as well as they can. And for the customer is the center of everything. So go and get any of them, download their app, interact with them, and you'll be able to work with them. At the end of the day, I'll keep on saying this, customer is key. Yeah.
Because there is one, my folks used to insist on seeing a positive in every challenge. So we'll be having these pyramid schemes. So I'll be thinking, so what is positive about this? But on the flip side, you see, the funds are there. It is just that people are lacking the right investment vehicles to put their money in. So that's why you find people are now putting their money everywhere. So was there any feedback on the pyramid schemes and all as you developed it?
Oh, yes. And as much as we try to stop them, they will keep on coming. Because, I mean, ni kama kujaribu kusema, because kuna jela, hakuna wezi. People are always thinking of ways to circumvent the law and break the law. Even when everything is ideal, people will still find a way just to do something. So the pyramid schemes will be there. But what we urge the public and what we urge and encourage the public is, before you invest, just take time. Go to our website. It has most updated information. Find out whether these people are licensed. If not, just call our pilot lines. All the numbers are on the website. Just confirm is this person licensed with the capital markets. The other thing is there is the capital markets app. Ukiingia kwa hiyo capital markets app, it will give you a guideline of who is licensed with us, who can operate with us, and such kind of things. But then let me say this. Ukipigiwa stamp ati imeandikwa we are licensed, ama jamaa ameandikwa licensed by capital markets, it's good to trust them. But I always apply this thing in life. Trust, but verify. Verify with us whether this player or this individual is actually licensed with the capital markets. Yeah.
So unaona yani, so how far are we? 2.5 years now?
2.5 years in December 2025. There's been some good progress. The market is looking good.
Okay.
We are getting new products coming on board, and as a regulator, I think we'll be doing much more than just the traditional shares that people know capital markets with. Let me talk about other products that are being offered in the capital markets, not in depth, but just in passing.
Yeah.
We have REITs, real estate income trusts, where you can get a share kwa, within a kaploti, even a house, a kahao, a room like this, you get share, utakuwa get returns from it. We have virtual assets that we hope to be ascended to soon by the president. We have the commodities market. I think the coffee farmers this year and part of last year have been smiling all the way to the banks.
Yeah.
And of course, we will be incorporating more commodities with time. Commodities, hata
there's a target of 4 actually.
avocado, unasikia
Yeah.
chai, vitu mingi bana.
Yeah.
There's opportunity in everything. We have online forex trading. I know kuna mayouth mahali wanasemanga mido yangu nataka kupeleka iende trade huko nje.
But then we must have a topic on online forex, just specific.
Ni muhimu.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions out there, and we really want to unpack it for you, you guys out there. We will have a session on online forex.
Ushisikia wale wasi anendanga nakaa kwa laptop saa 8 za usiku, alafu kidogo na dozi hivyo. Unaamka unapata do yako yote imeenda.
Ama imegrow.
Inakuanga both sides, eh?
Yeah. But
lakini ya growth haikwangi mingi sana.
But I think we have to insist to our audience. I think the onus is on you and the obligation is on you to look out for this information. And that is what informed this podcast, so that through our engagement, you can pick one or two, but then we have, just be willing to read. Like, just go through this document. Yeah, because we are all geared towards realizing our vision as a country, where capital market is a key player. So that's why we are here to show you how do we get this country there. Because I feel also we have a lot of innovations which are not really getting us to where the country is. I wish our youths specifically could plug into specific gaps that have been identified. I think as you shared some of the risks, you can develop something on the risks that we experience, that I think have been realized, and give us solutions to onboard. So in your view, I see these as very ambitious targets, to be honest, because hapa tunaongelelea moving Kenya from the capital market space rather, from 5.6 trillion to 6.6 trillion. That's a growth of 1 trillion. Maybe siweleze watu what is capitalization kwanza, and how we are moving to there, because I find that a very ambitious target. I'm like, okay, I'm an employee here, but is it achievable? But what do you think?
First of all, ni hiyo word trillion. Lakini trillion iko na zero ngapi by the way? Iko na 9. Think iko na 9. Iko na 9. Think iko na
9 billion.
Iko na 12.
12.
What?
Yeah.
12 zeros.
Yeah.
Yenyewe hiyo ni ambition.
Exactly.
Kwenda tu kamoja hivi. Okay, so the thing is this. Capitalization. Capital comes from capital, the word capital. It's basically the money that we have. We are holding at any point.
The listed ones.
The listed ones. See listed. Kuna. So when you're looking at this aggregate capitalization, you're looking at all the products. We are looking at the shares. We are looking, I think right now the shares are at 2.5 trillion. We're looking at the bonds. We are looking at basically across all products within Kenya. And let me shock you. Unajua tusha bust hiyo trillion.
Really?
Hai. Tuko mbele sana kama mfuko ya shati. Tusha bust. So actually when you're reviewing the strategic plan, we are going to review the goal and see, is this goal, are we maybe setting very low hanging fruits for us? We expect a number of listings by 2028.
Actually, to shock you also, I interacted with some statistics. 2018, we were at 50 billion CIS, now at 500.
Sikia.
But mi sielewi kama by the way Mkenya wa kawaida ana relate, to be honest, to this growth, to this I don't know how we can unpack it for the common person.
50 billion. So basically again, what it means, fellow Kenyans. Nimesema hivyo nika sound kama Mr. former president. What it means is the money that is held by the capital markets. Your money that is held by the capital markets. That means you basically trusted us and moved that portfolio from 50B. And I guess actually by the time to fika hiyo 2028, by the way, I can bet if everything goes well, itafika $1 trillion. You've entrusted us with all that money. So that means we have as a regulator to make sure that everything moves right. Lazima tukae chonjo. Tuangalie all sides, ndio tusipate kuna one player who is picking your money and they're not doing the right thing with your monies.
Yeah.
So far so good, and we hope that it will continue like that.
All right. So you factored engagement with the players, like stockbrokers, fund managers.
Hizo ziko. We have been doing it. Actually, we have met them several times. But for me, I think we need to engage more the normal mwananchi, si kina stockbrokers. Anyway, here's the thing. Banking, I usually say in banking, the innovation is driven by the banks, not the central bank. In the same way, the innovation within the capital markets is supposed to be led by these licensees. The fund managers, the brokers, all of them, they're supposed to be the ones. But ukiangalia social media platforms siku hizi unapata so much information about the capital markets.
Yeah.
Nikiangalia nitanga nini hizo vitu za social media, si unikumbushe hizo majina hizo
IG ama
si IG, atuendi
TikTok.
Sasa tunaenda hizo algorithms za social media, insights. Ukiangalia kama zangu utaenda tu kidogo kidogo unapata mtu hapa anakuambia juu ya capital markets, kidogo kidogo unapata mwingine anakuambia juu ya capital markets. And to me it gives me joy because now they might not be talking directly at the capital markets, but they're talking about the products in the capital markets.
Because now, thumbs up to those guys.
By the way, hongera, keep it up.
I think we should have a forum with them, just to have a session to break ice.
Isa wacha wafanye mambo yao. But the thing is, they're also getting very many people on board in the capital markets.
We love.
Asanteni sana, ndio mnatusaidia hiyo story, hiyo journey ya inclusivity.
True.
And if we can continue doing like that, if we can continue being innovative and improving the way people on board the capital markets, I think we will still continue getting more players in the capital markets. I'm actually looking at a time that we'll be able to onboard the exchange without need of going to the exchange. Hiyo itakuwa imeshika generation fulani tunajua.
Itafika tu hivi karibuni. Majenzila watakama hapo na hizo vitu.
Na unasikiza vitu zinatoka kwa regulator, so tayari we are waiting for the exchanges to do that. To flex their muscles and yes.
As an individual, as a Kenyan citizen, what is one story you can share about the capital market that you can convince someone by the way this thing works?
Story yangu ni I was a younger boy. I'm still young.
During your heydays. Or you still hey?
Kwanza saizi ndio zimebamba zote. Lakini tuongee when I didn't have anything. So when I didn't have anything, I put
anything you mean money or something?
Money, yeah, I'm talking money.
I count life as a lot still.
Yeah, when I didn't have money, when I didn't have the bags. Certain niko na dosa easy, but we are grateful.
Yeah, I get you.
But the thing is, them days, there was an IPO in 2006 ya Kengen. I think a share was going for 11.90 cents. Tukaingia hapo tukabuy, tukangangana tukabuy. I think ni buy 1,000 shares. So hiyo ni pesa ngapi? Mbio wa mathematics. 11,009 sok. Kangangana. Wacha share and trading ikafunguliwa. Hiyo share ikapanda mpaka 40 bob.
40.
Ta imagine kutoka 11,900 mpaka 40,000.
A young boy. Wow, that's
but anyway,
quite telling, yeah.
To date, I mean, there are people making a lot of money. Look at anyone who invested 100,000, for example, in in Kenya Power in January. Today they would be talking of 200 and maybe 39,000. Where are you going to get such returns in this one?
I was in that boat, by the way. But my friend, called Fred, advised me otherwise. Fred, I still remember.
No, your friend sees miss this stuff for CMA and
Sio
Fred.
CMA. Hata I didn't know about CMA, by the way.
Oh,
My
your time.
my hair blown, I put all of it there. A friend told me, but that was during the IPO, Safaricom, Equity, you were doing something. Hey, I would be a different person.
But then
Fred, thank you for.
let me say this. Sometimes you might be thinking unaingia buy share in a dip.
Yeah.
But the thing is, ikidip kuna ingine mahali pengine inapanda. So the thing is, there are people, by the kuna watu wanaamkanga kazi yao from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
From the time the markets open till the time the markets close. Kazi yao ni kukaa kwa machine, kubuy, kusell, kubuy, kusell. The thing is, hata shake move na bob. Na okay, the thing is, ideally you're not supposed to pick money from your friends and do it for them. Yeah. But ukiwa na do, tuseme tu share move na bob. Ama hata na 50 cents. Na ulikuwa umebuy hiyo share, tuseme na take for example any counter. Acha tuangalie tu zile ziko na do kidogo, si ati atuongee zile ziko na so 2 so 3. Tuongee zile ziko below 50 bob. Hiyo share move tu na 50 cent. Na ulikuwa umeweka mita moja for example. Imove tu na 50 cent. Unajua unaweza pata hata so moja by the end of the day. True. Na kuna watu hiyo ndio job yao. Unapata from leo ni 1st of August. From the beginning of the month to the end of the month, kazi yao ni kutrade in shares. Na hapa mtakuwa mnasema soko imeharibika, soko si fiti, lakini there is someone who is making millions out of these shares.
As we end this, so what is your one major ask from Kenyans, so to say? Having had a very wonderful document, I've gone through it, I still urge you to go through it. So what is your one major ask? What can Kenyans do out there?
Be more involved. And I'll give you an example that we used to be given when I was in banking. There's a director operations who used to say, sijui kama naweza mention jina yake.
Mnampatia ingine.
Yeah. Lakini si anajua.
You have a friend.
I have a friend.
Yeah.
Asking not for a friend but talking for a friend.
Yeah.
Alikuwa anasema mtego wa panya ushika waliokuwepo na wasiokuwepo. And the story is given of jamaa alienda akaweka mtego wa panya. Mtego ukafanya nini? Ukakuja ukashika, kasikia imeshika pap usiku. Akasema ile panya imeshikwa. Si akaenda na tumia tochi, akaenda kutoa ile panya. Kumbe ilikuwa imeshika nini? Nyoka. Nyoka ikamuuma. Nyoka ilipomuuma kidogo because they didn't know, ujamaa akadai. Mtego ilikuwa ya nini?
Panya.
Ya panya. Jamaa alipodai nini ilifanyika? Ng'ombe ilichinjwa. Kwa sababu si mazishi lazima ifanyike na lazima watu wakuwe fed. Ng'ombe ikiona hii mtego ikiwekwa ilisema hii si yangu. So in short, what I'm trying to say is we need to be more involved as Kenyans. Don't say this is not my business. Get into it. Invest. Hata ukiget hiyo do kidogo, kama wewe ni mse wa Mathri, kama wewe ni mse wa Uber, kama wewe ni mse wa Nduthi, just put money markets ziko. Put hiyo pesa kidogo. And by the way, hata ukiweka leo ina an interest from tonight. Hata ukiweka do on the 13th ina an interest from that day. Si ati nagoja mwisho wa mwezi ndio aanze kuwa an interest. Just put that little money there and wait for the returns. The other thing is there are so many opportunities that are coming up in the capital market space. How do you tap in? How do you tap into the virtual assets? How do you tap into the commodity sector? I mean, unaweza kuwapo unasema mimi ni mkulima sijui nini, but align yourself and be ready for when your commodities start coming into the brackets, ndio pia benefit. Usikuwe unafanya tu vitu, fanya vitu with excellence. Even if kuna pastor wangu alikuwa anasema hata kama unauza sweetie, uza sweetie ujulikane wewe ni yule jemo wa masweetie. Mpaka tukifikiria tu juu ya sweetie tunafikiria juu ya jemo. So whatever you are doing, do it with excellence.
Wow.
And you'll get the good returns at the end of the day.
Well, perfect. I don't want to buttress that, but being involved also as a shareholder, know who runs the companies you have invested in, their past management history. I think get involved in the space. But again, thank you so much. Until the next session. Thank you, Bwana Kivuva.
Karibu sana. Mbwekse. Ama ni Mbwekse?
Yeah.
Baadaye. Thanks.
Badeng.